Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of your 3rd week of your morning summit journey. And today our quote is from Jocko Willink, who is a super inspirational person for me. He's a Navy SEAL who wrote several bestsellers. My favorite book he wrote is Extreme Ownership. And he talks about leadership and how leadership is all about taking ownership. There's no whining or complaining that it was the weather or it was COVID or my wife didn't. No. Extreme ownership is saying, I take responsibility for my actions, for my attitudes, for as much as I can. And that's a tough message for men to hear. But when you look at what Jocko has done in the business world after leaving the SEALs and what he did with the teams and what he's done with his body and his mindset, you're like, man, I want to be like that guy. In today's quote, he kind of tells us how to start that process. He says, self-discipline is the root quality that will improve every aspect of your life. So just for a moment, I want you to take a break and think about what is an aspect of your life that you want to improve? Is it your health? Do you need to lose a little bit of weight? Is it an important relationship? Maybe things with your wife are just kind of ho-hum, or maybe you've retreated into the safety of not being romantic anymore. Maybe there's a relationship with a child that they're irritating to you, or maybe they've grown up and they just don't want to have much to do with you anymore. Maybe your next door neighbor and you have conflict. Maybe you're looking at your spiritual life and then you know you're not connected, or you know, whatever it is, you know what you want to improve in your life. And Jocko tells us that self-discipline is the root of that. Now, spiritually, we know that Jesus saves us, but we have to choose to surrender and to give him time. A wise man once said that he puts himself in environments of worship as often as he can because he knows that affects his heart. So while you can't change your life, you can commit to spending time with God every morning. Self-discipline, whether it's your diet or your exercise or not giving in to the pity parties or the criticism, it will improve your life. If you look at the life of Jesus, you see tons and tons of self-discipline. You know, when Satan said, turn these stones into bread, Jesus was self-disciplined enough not to use his divine power selfishly. And he said, no, I'm not doing that. When the Pharisees were attacking him and criticizing him, Jesus used his self-discipline to handle those moments and to tell stories that inspire us even today and to give us an example of self-control. You see, I look at Jocko Willink and that Navy SEAL, and I'm like, wow. But Jocko's not the blueprint. Jesus is the blueprint. But I think Jesus would agree that self-discipline is a root quality that will improve every aspect of our life. In fact, in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus turned to the disciples and he says, please come and pray with me. He was asking them to pray at night when they were supposed to be sleeping. He was saying, do something that's tough, that takes discipline. And even though they failed, Jesus didn't. He prayed 3 times on that night. And that gave him the strength to go to the cross. Which teaches us today that God is faithful, that he loves us very much. And that no matter what, God's got this. God bless.